Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Kenny Pickett reveals what he learned with Pittsburgh Steelers. Wish it would have ended differently. Former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett is on the verge of winning a Super Bowl. In his first appearance with the Philadelphia Eagles, he could win it as Jalen Hurts' backup. However, Pickett was traded to the Eagles last offseason after his marriage with the Steelers failed. Pickett ended up playing in 5 games for the Eagles, throwing for 291 yards and 2 touchdowns while adding an interception. He played the most against the Washington Commanders, where Jaden Daniels led Washington to a comeback win. However, Pickett still looks back on the time with the Steelers. Talking with Alan Saunders of Steelers Now, Pickett discussed what he learned from his time in Pittsburgh. There's ups and downs, like a lot of guys have around the league, Pickett said. I'm grateful for all the people I've met in Pittsburgh. I wish it would have ended differently, but I'm here now, and I'm really excited to be at this game. Pickett reunited with former Steelers teammates earlier this season when the Eagles won 27-13. It was definitely a little weird, Pickett said, when asked about facing the Steelers. But life goes on. I'm enjoying it here. Got a bunch of family close by, so it's been good. Pickett, a New Jersey native, became a Pitt football legend in 2021. Pickett led the Panthers to an ACC championship and was named a Heisman Trophy finalist. He was selected with the number 20 overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft by the Steelers, keeping him on the North Shore. Pickett's record as the Steelers starter in 2022 and 2023 was a combined 14-10. He completed 62.4% of his passes for 4,479 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions. Rams place potential Steelers target on trade block. The Pittsburgh Steelers' search for a star receiver has continued fruitlessly for more than a year. On Monday, a development shook the football world and reawakened the fans who went dormant after a quiet trade deadline. The Los Angeles Rams made a major announcement regarding potential Steelers target Cooper Kupp. He will be traded this offseason. Pittsburgh should find itself in the middle of those conversations. Of course, Kupp isn't without risk factors. The Rams wouldn't be trading him if there weren't any. He's expensive, ranking 10th in average annual value and 16th in fully guaranteed money at receiver, per over the cap. In 2025, he's set to cost nearly $30 million against the salary cap. For a Triple Crown winning receiver, that was worthwhile. But Kupp is no longer a true superstar. For the second consecutive season, Kupp played in just 12 games. The year prior, he appeared in 9. His yards per game, 59.2, and yards per target, 7.1, have declined in each season since his 2021 explosion, too. Asking him to repeat his All-Pro season in its entirety was always ambitious. But Kupp profiles as an expensive receiver whose name will likely outshine his 2025 production. And yet, he remains a legitimate possibility for Pittsburgh, that is, if Kupp agrees to head to Western Pennsylvania. I was informed that the team will be seeking a trade immediately and will be working with me and my family to find the right place to continue competing for championships, Kupp said in a statement. If the veteran receiver, entering his age 32 season, doesn't feel he will push the Steelers over the top, he may write them off entirely. However, landing Kupp, presumably for an early day 3 pick given the red flags, remains an exciting proposition. Pittsburgh was among the worst in the league at receiver in 2024, particularly behind field-stretching dynamo George Pickens. Kupp, with versatility to play as the Z and in the slot, would be an upgrade at either spot. Even if he's an average starting receiver, which he's likely to outperform anyway, that's a sizable upgrade over last season's starters, and bridging the gap between bad and average can have a similar effect to leaping from good to elite. Kupp is also a fierce blocker, playing into offensive coordinator Arthur Smith's preferences, and meshes well with most non-Russell Wilson options under center. A move isn't imminent, and the Steelers aren't necessarily favorites, but another quality receiver hitting the market is good news for Pittsburgh's offense. Should Steelers have any interest in QB Matthew Stafford? Should the Steelers have any interest in QB Matthew Stafford? While the Steelers seem content with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, what if Matthew Stafford is available? We don't actually know definitively whether he is or isn't, but the rumors are out there. And if he is, should Pittsburgh be calling up the Rams and inquiring about a trade? Matthew Stafford is about to turn 37 years old, but he has one of the NFL's great arms. He was stuck in Detroit for most of his career, though probably wishes he were still there now. The Rams did go 10-6 with him last season, but could the Steelers do better than that with him? Our latest videos, the Steelers went 10-7 with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. How much better, if at all, would Stafford make them? While he is a more prolific passer, one can question his abilities at this stage of his career. After all, he only threw 20 touchdowns in 16 games last season, and Wilson is capable of that, at least. Obviously, we can't complete this conversation without at least talking about money. Matthew Stafford has a $23 million base salary for 2025 and $26 million for 2026. This year, he has a $4 million signing bonus and $5 million for the year after. Now, these aren't crazy figures for a franchise quarterback. But would the Steelers view him as one? After all, if the Rams make Stafford available, the Steelers and every other team should be concerned. You don't make franchise quarterbacks available, as a general rule. You safeguard and protect them as much as possible. If a franchise quarterback is available, you have to wonder what is wrong with him. And are you a fan? What do you think of Matthew Stafford's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.